This episode of the Talkcast Podshow is brought to you by BOKKSU. BOKKSU, delicious Japanese snacks delivered straight to you from the land of the rising sun. Use the code TeamFourStar10 at checkout to get 10% off your order.
Really glad that code doesn't change because it makes it so easy to remember every time.
Yeah, I'd have to dub over myself every time. Now,
Mr. Black
would like to open up this delicious Japanese premium snacks box. And you know what? It is the month of sweet love. And I can't think of anybody I'd like to share this with more. Except maybe like, I don't know.
Woman.
Yeah. Number one, we have here white strawberry.
Oh shit,
made by BOKKSU. Like, this is a snack produced by them.
We've had this before. These are really good.
I believe we have. Like, they're crunchy. And it's like, it's made with this like white chocolate and strawberry puree.
Oh man, I love that.
Rich baked chocolate.
Rich baked chocolate. Oh my Christ!
This is like fudge.
Yeah!
Wow. Wow.
I'm finishing this.
Amao strawberry kirara sandwich cookie.
Oh my God, oh damn, look at that thing.
You can snap it, Lou.
All right.
Wow.
I'm really glad we split that, because that is a lot of cookie.
I wasn't expecting all like the little crunchies on the inside either. Like freeze-dried strawberries.
It's a texture explosion.
Mm-hmm. Spicy mini heart senbei.
Ooh, I'm looking forward
Little
to
snacky crackies.
Oh.
I love the idea of senbei, because like you get a whole bunch of different types of crackers in with your snack.
Yeah, no, that's why you always get the party mix. Although you gotta get the right party mix. A bad party mix is just torture. You're just putting yourself through torture.
You know they sell the burnt Cheez-Its, like just the burnt ones?
They better, those are delicious.
Dear Lord, who am I sitting with? Amakawage mini fried rice crackers. I love these rice crackers. Like these, I can sit and mindlessly eat forever, which is dangerous, but they're so good. Oh, cranberry cookie. Oh, cranberry. All right, right away. I'm gonna say not all cranberry.
But there are cranberries all throughout.
Yes.
It's gonna be hard to have a bite of this without cranberry in it.
Not a flavor you see in Japanese snacks very often.
Cranberry?
Yeah. Not that I've seen anyway. Not out of any of the millions of boxes we've gotten. Fujiya milky mochi.
Good catch, bro. I completely f***ed that one up and you still caught it.
I like mochi. Just yoink, 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 yoink. How? Ooh. And this is particularly good mochi.
That is amazing. Oh my God.
Kaz, do you need healing?
I mean.
Because we got Genji Pie. Ha ha! Overwatch jokes in 2021. Watch out, TFS is coming back. Again, I always enjoy this cookie. Like it's like baked with like these layers of pie crust. It's very sweet. Nothing amazing about it other than the fact that it's just a really, really good cookie made out of pie dough. Okayama
White Peach Castella.
Ooh.
That is peachy keen.
Mm-hmm. There's this like peach syrup, I'm guessing, just kind of like leaked throughout this entire cake.
Oh yeah, no, that peach flavor does really come in at the end there. It makes a home on your tongue. This is the guy that comes to the party and then helps you clean up after. Funwari!
Meijin!
Mochi Puffs!
Anko Mochi! BOKKSU was the company that introduced me to Mochi Puffs.
Yeah, right?
They're delightful, airy, like they're just a fun snack. Quite damn good.
Delicious, amazing.
Iwashita's pickled young ginger fried rice cracker.
Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Unlike ginger snaps, it has that like fresh ginger taste to it.
I'm in heaven. I cannot tell you how much I'm actually loving this. Holy shit.
Don't get a lot of ginger-based snacks.
And we should. Ginger's delicious, and it's good for you.
Next on our list here, they had the Satsumashe Kogashima black tea, which we are currently drinking.
Yes, and it's good. I got no complaints. And I think the last thing we got on the list are
Pure gummy rich strawberry. Now I really liked, I think they sent us a lemon variant of this a few months ago, which I loved, so. Ooh, it's like sour. I was not expecting the sour, but I really like it.
Oh yeah, that's very sour indeed.
That does it for this month's BOKKSU. Thank you again, BOKKSU, for supplying us with some delicious snacks, as well as sponsoring this video. Remember, TeamFourStar 10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. And now on to the Talkcast Podshow.
And have a Valentine's Day or whatever, or unless you're single, in which case, enjoy the Talkcast.
Hello and welcome to the Talkcast Podshow, the #1 show on the internet and the most cursed of web shows. I am your host, the cursed weapon master, Lenny Pator, and I am joined by Jujutsu Kaisen. This one wrote itself. It was easy.
Yeah, I like that. By the way, everybody, you have now entered our domain, so prepare.
Yep. Welcome to our domain. Before we get into the beef of this conversation, Jujutsu Kaisen, which, you know, spoiler warning, probably my favorite anime of 2020. It started in 2020, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it started in 2020. I mean, it must have, because I finished watching it its season at the beginning. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. So spoiler warning, we both like it.
Yeah.
I want to do a new segment, which I'm calling The Rundown, which I will probably change later on, but I'm naming it after my favorite The Rock movie for right now.
Wasn't he a wrestler?
He was at one point, yes. Then he was a Scorpion King. And then he was in The Rundown with Christopher Walken, and I still love it. So, you know, it's fun. For this, I want to talk about just some little things that have popped up throughout the week that I think are a little interesting or just noteworthy and conversation worthy that we wouldn't want to dedicate a whole hour to.
I'm actually totally okay with this. There are so many times I want to talk about little things, and
yeah,
you have to get left for the after show. So I'm happy with a little bit of a pre-show or I don't know. I like
rundown.
This. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see why I get it now.
Yeah.
Wakarimasu.
Yes. Because I like Christopher Walken. So the first thing I really want to talk about, to kick this off, My Hero Academia, the official Twitter, tweeted a hello to John Cena, and that kind of sparked something in my head, man, John Cena would make a really good All Might. Or at least good buff All Might. I don't know what you do for skinny All Might. And it got me thinking, who would you cast for some of the other characters? Because somebody threw to me I don't know, John Cena would make a pretty good Endeavor. And I'm like, no. Batista would be a good Endeavor.
I honestly, when it comes to Endeavor, that's sort of tough. If only because I feel there's a bunch of different actors. Although I do sort of feel Batista's a little bit too. Batista's a wonderful actor and a wonderful wrestler, but I feel do you remember that movie where he had to look after that little girl?
No, that's one of those early wrestler movies, when The Rock did the Tooth Fairy and stuff. I don't usually watch those.
And then there was that other movie from Marvel, the one with the Guardians and the Galaxy.
That one I remember a little bit.
Unfortunately, I can't see him as a non-comedic character now, mostly just because of his roundness, his baldness, everything about him just kind of lends himself to this big tough guy that's also just inherently silly, and that's kind of the brand that he's built up. It would be interesting to see him try and take on a really truly hard ass serious role, but I kind of it's hard for me to see it.
Who would who are some characters that you think would be fun to cast? Some of the other ones that kind of popped into my head, the obvious one, Tom Holland as Midoriya or Keanu Reeves as Eraserhead.
So I feel the problem that we run into specifically with a lot of these shonen series and casting for them is that you have to essentially age all the characters up, because there's
a little bit,
because there are no child actors in Hollywood that there aren't enough of them that you
run a real risk.
Yeah. So
you could say Finn Wolfhard maybe as Midoriya. That could honestly be kind of neat. But actually, he's also starting to get a little older. I'm
actually totally okay with Finn Wolfhard being Midoriya. More over than Tom Holland. But yeah, I don't know. It's thinking about it, I'd actually really love to see some. Pardon. For Eraserhead, for Aizawa, I would actually love. Well, I guess he's a little old now, but actually. Sadly, the cast that I would have had would have been the late. Oh God! Oh no! He played the Joker. Oh my God!
Oh, Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Heath Ledger would have been an amazing Aizawa, a ridiculously good Aizawa.
He probably would have been.
But then I'm thinking about fucking. I am not good for this today. Holy crap!
It's fine.
I'm bad
So
on names.
I'll give you my hottest take.
Okay.
One that I think would be a very interesting cast, but one that would be fairly controversial, but I think would actually fit fairly well.
Oh.
As All for One, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh man, that's actually kind of that's an interesting pick. By the way, I was thinking of Tomura. I'm trying to think of somebody who I'd pick for Tomura, which I was reminded of by All for One. But fucking All for One being Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's actually kind of inspired.
He's still got some meat on him, and like, you know, he's got like a really good build for like when he shows up. And you don't actually need him to be on set that much because he's got the fucking mask and all the prosthetics and shit. So
yeah, actually, that's actually kind of an inspired pick.
I just think it'd be a really neat stunt cast, and it'd be interesting to see Arnold as the villain.
Yeah, actually, I don't think we got a lot of villain Arnold ever.
Not a whole lot. I mean, not since the original Terminator, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, there's original Terminator. Then there's also fucking Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah. We tend to forget about those, but I thought that was kind of fun and interesting. And anybody out there that wants to shoot out there like who they'd cast, just in chat right here, Tater Slammer, Gilbert Gottfried as Gran Torino. You gotta feel it through your whole body. Give it everything you've got.
Give everything you've got to this wet ass pussy. Go ahead.
Yeah, another thing that I wanted to like just do a little brief shout to. Do you remember Google Stadia?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, Google Stadia, which Google is now completely abandoning.
Yep, it has, like, Google does this so much. It like jumps in headfirst to something. It's like, fuck it. Nah, we failed. Fuck it. Out it goes.
Yeah, here at Google, we can do anything. Tries everything, fails at most of it.
Here at Google, we're a good search engine, and we bought YouTube. That's pretty much it.
Google has ever done one thing good, and that was Google, the search engine. Literally everything else, except for, I will say Gmail is pretty good. I like Gmail and the Drive. So at least when it comes to its storage stuff and its email stuff, those are good. Those are good. But it has like 9-to-1 failure ratio with anything it does.
Yeah, and they keep sending me their little wiretaps for free, like the Google Home things. Like, I don't know why I keep getting them, but they keep sending them to me. I mean, I use them. I ask them like what the weather's like and to play me some music every now and again. But Google keeps like shutting stuff down. They shut down like all of the dev studios that they had working on Stadia specific projects, which is like, that's the death knell for this service. I mean, it might be ahead of its time, honestly, the whole like streaming gaming stuff, but the way it was implemented just is not, the market is not ready for what it was trying to do, and it is not doing it well enough for the market to embrace it.
That's always such a frustrating thing, isn't it? Because truly, we are going, like, if we can perfect the technology of being able to stream our games, if we can get that really down, and everybody wants to be the first person to do that. Everyone wants to, like, I feel really bad for Stadia. Stadia is a fantastic idea, fantastic concept.
It is. I just think I think Microsoft is going to do it best because they already have the Game Pass, and eventually the fidelity of everybody's internet is going to catch up, and you'll be able to stream games like you stream movies, and there'll be far fewer hiccups. I mean, it's the same reason the Blockbuster stuck around for as long as it did while Netflix was on the rise. Not enough people could use it properly. But as soon as our internet infrastructure catches up and this makes more sense to just stream things directly, I think you're going to be running into like gaming streaming services like we have for like Netflix and Disney Plus and things like that.
Honest question. Anybody in our audience, do any of you guys actually order anything from Netflix? Do you guys get any of the DVDs or Blu-rays? Do you actually order those? Because I know they still offer that service, but I literally don't know anybody who gets Netflix in the mail.
Remember when they tried to switch that over to like calling it like Quickster or something stupid? Like they tried to separate the streaming service from the thing and like try to create like two little supplementary companies. One was called like Quickster.
Wait, do they not do that anymore? Because people in the audience
they might not anymore because keeping physical inventory just seems unnecessary these days.
Okay, DVD.com apparently is absolutely still a thing.
Okay.
So I guess it still happens.
All right. But yeah, I remember like one thing that Google did, like a service that they canceled that really pissed me off recently was I'm an Android user. So I used like Google Play Music for like loading up podcasts and listening to music, buying music. I bought a bunch of albums on Google Play Music and they dropped it. So I can't buy music through Google anymore and I can't access that library anymore.
What, they killed Google Play?
They killed Google Play Music.
Oh shit, I'm really sad. I used to use that a lot. Mostly when I was at the gym. Man, I'm really, really glad that I got fucking Spotify now. Cry.
Yeah, now they want you to switch all the way over to YouTube Music where you can't buy albums or anything. And that's why I used Google Play Music, was because I wanted to, own and download the music. I don't want to pay $10 a month to listen to shit ad free.
No, I hate YouTube Music. I have YouTube TV, which is already way too overpriced. I'm not getting any more of YouTube's bullshit. God damn it. Google Play was actually incredibly useful because it was so, oh my god. Now that it's gone, it's going to be,
I have to switch over to Amazon and give Papa Bezos my money.
No.
Hey, what are my options? Buy an iPhone?
You criticize capitalism and yet you take part in capitalism. Curious.
You are very intelligent.
I am very intelligent.
And the last thing I wanted to bring up is after the GameStop stock debacle, after, we realized that money is essentially fake, cryptocurrency and Dogecoin specifically have had like a meteoric rise. Dogecoin has gone up over 1,000% this year.
Yeah, I was actually this close to seeing what it takes to invest in Dogecoin, which is weird. It's
not much. Like for $100, I have 12,000 Dogecoin.
Well, here's the thing: if you can find a way to buy, like, if you can invest $1,000, if you could have invested $1,000 into Dogecoin, like back in the day, with the hopes that it would rise, that 1,000% could possibly really pay off.
If you put $1,000 into Bitcoin 10 years ago, it would be worth over $3 million.
Yep. It's
like well over maybe 30 million, I think.
It's sort of curious. By the way, anybody here is talking about cryptocurrency, do not take any of our fucking advice.
Oh, absolutely not.
There were a lot of people who got fucked up at that whole GME debacle.
Yeah, they bought in too late. Taka lost money on it too.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy.
No, like when it comes down to it, the stock market and all of its dealings, it's just legal gambling. It's just 100% gambling that anyone can do. And it is not. The house always wins. Jim Sterling was right. The house will always win. Also,
that said, I do want to advocate for financial literacy. Definitely do your homework if you do plan on investing. Probably the best thing you can do as early as possible is open probably an S&P index IRA. Just save for your future. Invest. And if you do plan on doing any like day trading, actual work on the stock market, only use money that you don't feel bad losing. That is the biggest rule.
I actually have a friend right now who works for a rather large tech company whose RSUs are possibly going to pay off like insanely well. Like, I have a friend who might just be a millionaire in the next 5 years.
Yeah. Like investment is a game by design. Like if you know how to play it, you can work to your advantage. But
yeah,
if you go in uninformed, then you.
Speaking of the whole GME scenario, apparently there was a big hubbub about the fact that a lot of people thought the Wall Street Bets movement was entirely grassroots, and that this was some giant fuck you to hedge funds and rich people. And then as news has slowly come out that a lot of the people who bought that GME stock were they themselves other like wealthy funded hedge funds.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, who do you think is trolling that Reddit? I mean, you have like the casual day investors, people like me, and like a bunch of like just different people who have day jobs. But the people that really run that stuff, the people that are doing their research, are those guys.
Yeah, and that's truly disappointing.
We
will get to Jujutsu Kaisen. We said at the beginning of this that we're talking about some other stuff before we jump into the Jujutsu.
This is the rundown, but that was actually going to be my leaping off point, unless you had anything that you wanted to bring up that came up this week that you just wanted to do a quick chat about.
Nah, we're coming up on 20 minutes. Let's give the people what they want.
Yeah, on to the main event, Jujutsu Kaisen. How would I describe this amazing anime? I know the manga is by Gege Akutami, right?
Oh wow, you know what? Out of all the things that I know about Jujutsu Kaisen,
did not look up the author.
I did not look up the name of the goddamned author.
Well, I love their style because just to give like the quick elevator pitch to anybody in the room who has not watched it yet or read it yet, think Naruto with a twist of My Hero Academia if it was written by Yoshihiro Togashi. Like, it's got a lot of Hunter x Hunter flavor in it. Like, it's so good.
Gege Akutami. Okay, yeah, that's his name. Gege? Really? That's got to be a pen name, right?
Maybe.
Oh my god, his name is actually Akutami Gege. Holy crap, what a name. What a name.
It's a great name, and dude's penned a great fucking series.
Yeah, by the way, I love the fact that us millennials, the only way we know how to communicate how we feel about a product now is to be like, it's like blank with blank characteristics.
I feel like that's just the way, like, can you imagine back in the day, it's like, oh man, have you seen Macbeth? It's like Henry VIII if you crossed a little bit of Romeo and Juliet and Hamlet.
Yeah.
That Will Shakespeare guy's got something going.
Willie Shakes?
Willie Shakes. Shaky W.
Shake Dub.
Shake
Dub. Anyway,
that'll be my new hip hop Shakespeare crossover. Shake Dub.
Honestly, so Jujutsu Kaisen was actually a show. I haven't read any of the manga, and I'm not planning to because I'm really enjoying my experience with the anime, and I'd like to kind of just continue. Animated. It is. Oh yeah, we'll go into that. But I was actually a little bit wary about it at first because visually speaking, when I was looking at the manga, I was like, is this going to translate very well to the anime? Because generally there are a lot of designs in here that are very angular and tall and lanky, and what I was seeing was very detailed and horror oriented. Mm-hmm. So there was a part of me that was thinking, okay, is this going to translate well to a big shonen action anime? And are the aesthetics going to line up with what I look for? And yes, and yes, but largely just because Mappa goes hard. Mappa goes so hard.
Yeah, the Mappa, the studio that animated Jujutsu Kaisen, just for those curious.
Yes, also the latest season of Attack on Titan, which I think they're doing pretty fine. I hear
they're also getting Chainsaw Man, which I'm hearing nothing but good buzz about.
Dude, you are going to eat up Chainsaw Man with a fucking shovel, my bro. Holy shit.
I've heard nothing but good things. The reason it took me so long to actually watch Jujutsu Kaisen, which I didn't take any time to watch until I think like the first week of January, like after New Year's. I like being able to sit down and binge something, especially anime, because anime is not incredibly well paced a lot of the time.
No.
And being able to sit back and watch a few episodes in a row, you start feeling a bit better about it than you do if you wait week to week, which now I am.
So something somebody pointed out to me about like anime adaptations that I don't think manga and anime adaptations that I didn't think I'd really noticed before, and this is sort of important and really kind of changes how you look at the medium in general. especially with like those weekly running manga, they always are structured to have a big like something at the end that always is supposed to grab you into the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And
soap opera tactic.
Yeah. And so when you start seeing that and you start noticing that, and also when you start noticing like, oh, a lot of shonen manga are either 2 or 3 chapters every episode, sometimes usually 2 to 4 for big action episodes, you start to notice beats. You start to notice things in the episode where it's like, oh, hey, there's a big cliffhanger in the middle of this episode. That's neat. Or, wow, this kind of felt like a 3-act structure. That's neat. Yeah, you start to really pick up on the way that the people adapting these manga into the anime have to structure it because of the way that the manga is structured week to week. And I gotta admit that really pays off here, because there's some great, like, I remember so many times I was like, well, now I have to watch the next episode. I watched it when I was in Missouri, the entire first season, while I was in Missouri, with 2 people who had already seen all of it, but they're like, fuck that, we'll rewatch it with you. And we just fucking marathoned the entire thing all day long. And it was, and we ate pizza, and it was great. It was so good.
Straight on nerding out on that. Like, it is that kind of like great binge watching show though. Like, there are a few anime out there that I can like go back and rewatch. Like I rewatched Mob Psycho recently last year. It still holds up. Mob Psycho holds up incredibly well. This I'd kind of like put up there with it, because it seems like incredibly well paced, more so than a lot of the shows that I even kind of compared it to, My Hero, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto. The show clips along at a very good pace.
It has no interest in fucking around. Like it's a lot of on the job training, as I'd like to say. A lot of the stuff within the story they don't spend too much time on exposition. Not that there aren't exposition dumps in those first couple episodes. There absolutely are.
Because there have to be.
Yeah. But it really likes to kind of like throw you in and tell you about how the world works as things are going on, which in and of itself can be sort of annoying. Like you have a character as they're fighting, they're like, and now I'm going to explain to you how my power works. But they do it really well with characters that I find interesting enough that it doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah, and the powers, oh my god, like this is the first time since Nen that I've seen like a system of powers that I'm like, oh fuck yeah. Like that's kind of where like the Hunter x Hunter aspect comes in. I love the way the abilities and the powers work in this, like all the cursed techniques and the domains and things.
Yeah, it's basically Nen if everybody were specialists.
Yes, and that makes for some really interesting shit. Like, God, just I don't want to spoil what his ability is, even though like the background here is a minor spoiler. But fucking Gojo, the who I've been like labeling as essentially like cool Kakashi character of the show.
Well, we are going to get into spoilers, right?
We will, but I'm not jumping in there right now.
That's fair. When we talk about Goto's power is actually way cooler than it lets on. And that, I can't wait to talk about that because, oh man. Also, can we just say
Gojo, by the way, I believe.
Okay, sorry, did I say Goto?
You say Goto, yeah.
Yeah, Gojo. Gojo is also, like, instantly you recognize, oh, hi Kakashi.
Yeah.
But he is so much better than Kakashi.
He's so fucking fun. I love him. Like the way they introduce him just in the first episode is like, okay, I'm gonna like this guy. There are so many characters in this show that I'm just like, oh, I love them.
Yes, actually, that is like, honestly, the first group of characters that I have met that I haven't loved, and I think it's by design, I don't think you're supposed to like them, is actually the Kyoto students. I absolutely do not like the Kyoto students, but I feel like they very intentionally do that.
Okay, I don't like some of the Kyoto students, but one of them is in contender for my favorite character.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you absolutely know who I'm talking about.
And you're right, by the way, because yeah, he is the best. But he may be the best guy in the show right now.
He's fucking great.
But yeah. Oh, okay, actually, yeah.
And the blue-haired girl's fine, yeah.
Yeah, blue-haired girl, Miwa, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually
cute girl who has a crush on Gojo.
Yeah. absolutely love her too. If only just because she's so nice. She's nice and she's proper and she's just trying to be a good person.
She's yeah, she's just that like girl next door, cute little like I want to do my best, and I just want to do my best for like all the right reasons.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's talk about the main character actually, because I feel like Itadori is
he's pretty stock protagonist, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay, thank you, because I love him. I do.
Yeah,
I actually love
he's
him.
Good. He's a good shonen protag, but a lot of his characteristics are very generic.
Yeah, off the shelf, fucking like. And I will say, at the very least, they've gone out of their way to give him some really good scenes that play well to what his character is supposed to be. It's not like he's boring.
Yeah, no.
He's not. But he also has the I got to do the right thing because it's the right thing attitude, and I'm like, okay, well,
yeah, he's a bit of a goof. He's got like something special about him that makes him really important to the plot. As he's the protag, he kind of has to, I guess. But he's very kind of like boilerplate. This is an anime protag. You'll know him when you see him.
Yeah. But He's doing the work. Honestly, I think both of his teammates are genuinely more interesting characters, Megumi and Nobara.
I think that's just because you don't know as much about them, and you're not seeing the show through their lens.
Yeah, although, man, I keep every time Nobara gets to show off. Like, so Megumi's powers with the whole summons, like, by the way, this show cops a lot from Naruto. Like,
it absolutely does. There's a reason that Naruto is like the first focal point that I bring up when I say like, this is what this show would be like if it. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Megumi's whole ability to summon things is actually really cool. But Megumi's ability has so many neat like ways to use it and neat things that she can do.
Oh, you mean
that I want to see.
Nobara.
Sorry.
Nobara.
Yeah, Nobara. Yeah, I'm just really curious to see more of that.
Yeah. I think like hands down, can't recommend this show enough if you enjoy shonen anime, and like even if you kind of enjoy like horror anime a little bit, because there's some spooky shit that like kind of happens in here. Nothing that like I'm gonna like tremble under a blanket about, but it definitely has horror themes to it. Yes,
it's actually pretty cool to see. I've been noticing this actually. Jeff Thu from Mother's Basement actually talked a lot about this. There's a lot of like shonen manga and anime coming out with horror aesthetics lately. Like, again, Chainsaw Man. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah.
Horror is interesting and intriguing. It draws you in, and as long as it can stay entertaining, all the better. But I do think in order to like really get in depth with some of these characters and like what their abilities are, we'll jump into spoiler territory here. So if you do need to hop off, if you don't want any spoilers, go watch Jujutsu Kaisen, because spoilers start now.
So I guess we one of the first things I want to talk about with the spoilers then is I definitely want to talk about a couple of the villains, because again, I don't think we could have talked about the villains without getting a little bit into spoilers, because like the way they kind of get into like enter the story itself is kind of spoilery.
Yeah, I mean, like, first off, I want to say it's like very interesting. You have this. First of all, you have that group of villains, like the ones that are being led by the sorcerer dude who I can't.
The special grades, yeah.
The special grades that are being led by the one, or like summoned by the one curse user. But then you have who right now appears to be kind of like the main antagonist of the show, already inside the main character, Sukuna, right? The demon king.
Yeah, Sukuna. Fucking, what's his face? Naraku. Hey, Naraku. How are you doing, man?
He's Naraku by way of the nine-tailed fox.
Yes, and I like that. That like it's a really cool idea. The idea is like, oh yeah, you've got this like menacing malicious spirit that is stronger than literally every other cursed being alive, essentially, just kind of chilling in you, and we're gonna keep making him stronger until like he's back at full strength, and we're gonna kill
and then
you
we're just gonna fucking kill you. Like that's basically the idea. Like the whole story starts out because Itadori, trying to save his friends, ends up eating a piece of Sukuna, one of his fingers, and then like he gains gains some of Sukuna's powers, and Gojo's there the whole time, just being like, or not. Gojo's not there the whole time, but Megumi is there.
Yeah, well, Megumi sees it happen, and then Gojo comes along and is like, wait, he did what?
He ate that?
Really?
Oh shit. Well,
cool. Bring him out. I want to do this. Like, I want to go. Let's go.
It's great because it's like, there's like a 99% chance you're about to die. Then he gets back up. It's like, well, now I have to go. Well, he didn't die. Now I have to kill him.
I love that.
Yep.
I love how excited Sukuna, Gojo. I love how excited Gojo is about it.
Because he just wants like a fun challenge. Because he, by the description of the show, is the most powerful, curse user in the world. Like,
he says it, but I sort of believe it.
You kind of have to, because he, like, the way he presents himself, like he walks into every situation like he's completely in control, and walks out of it because he was completely in control of that situation.
So, okay, do you understand what his power actually is?
The way Gojo describes his power is that there is an infinite amount of space between him and anything. No matter how small you make that gap, if you calculate it out to like the furthest decimal, there is still an infinite amount of space. So the closer you get to him, the more intense the power is.
Yes, that is accurate. And a way that might help people understand this concept. There is this old fucking, what is it called? Not like a riddle, but the idea is, if you have something that says, oh hey, this will cut your cleaning time in half. Oh hey, I've cut like this new vacuum cleaner I bought has cut my cleaning time in half. Oh well, this new design will cut it in half again. And then it keeps cutting it in half.
How many times can you cut it in half? Infinitely.
Yeah, how many times can you cut it in half? Because you'll never
cut it down to zero.
Keep cutting in half. Yeah, you'll never cut it down to zero. And that idea as a power is so fucking cool. Like, holy shit.
Because he essentially has this like nearly impenetrable barrier around him that he can also use as an offensive weapon.
Yep. And the moment we see it for the first time, also, I was surprised. The show's like, hey, he's got these things over his eyes. And I was like, oh, okay, Kakashi, guess we'll never see the, oh
yeah, he
no.
pulls them off. He's got these beautiful, like, I think like CG rendered beautiful blue eyes.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of posts on there. And I think the audience collectively was like, oh no, he's hot!
And he was already hot, but now it's like, oh damn, them pretty.
Yeah, no, he's ridiculously pretty. A pretty
Which, by the
boy
way, when it comes
power.
to post-effect in anime, we recently did like the DBcember on transformations and talking about how you make it like really, like you can make Ultra Instinct look really messy when you start throwing all those like weird wavy filter auras over everybody. This type of post-effect where you're just like focusing on one little aspect of a character works wonderfully.
Oh yeah, no, the posts in this, like, I'm actually really happy because compositing in anime can be really difficult. And if you do it wrong, it makes everything look really cheap, which that's frustrating because when you do it right, you suddenly get these effects you could never have done 30 years ago. Okay, you could like, or 20 years ago. It's really cool. Mm-hmm. And this show does a lot of work. Mappa put in a lot of work on the backgrounds, on the auras, on the movement, everything. Like, I think the worst looking episode I've seen was actually the one with Panda versus Mekamaru.
One of the more recent ones,
yeah. And even that did not look bad. It just looked noticeably like a little bit noticeably choppier in comparison to some of its other episodes. Yeah. And then the episode after that is one of the most gorgeous in the entire series. Like, holy fucking shit.
But when you're talking about beautiful visual effects, they introduce the concept of domains, which is like, think in terms of Bleach, if they're, just normal manifested ability is what the Zanpakuto looks like, their domain is kind of the Bankai. Like, this is their ability expanded and like kind of trapping you inside of it. When they introduce that concept with Gojo, and you get to like see what Infinity is as its full incarnation, as far as we know right now. Holy shit, just that segment where Volcano Head, I don't remember what the fuck his name was, like he's just absolutely outclassed.
Oh yeah, Jogo.
Yeah, just you see him like, oh, I can't see anything. Wait, no, I see everything. What's happening? Fucking Gojo walks up and just rips his head off casually.
Oh yeah, no, it's 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's that scene. It's that scene.
That's his power. Is the 2001 Space Odyssey finale.
Yeah, I fucking like, and it's so great. Also, so like the introduction to Jogo reminded me that this show, or this series, is really okay with the idea of just like innocent people will die in this scenario.
Yeah, they kill off a lot of innocents.
Yeah, it's a dark manga. Like, it's really dark. Also, fun fact. So, currently we have met Jogo, Hanami, and Mahito. Those are like, Hanami is the one that doesn't speak in any like
Mahito
discernible
is the
language.
like Frankenstein Scarface dude.
Yeah. By the way, Mahito's name is literally, it's the kanji for true and man, but if you can
also say evil
read
man.
Ma a different way, yeah, it's just evil man. And Hanami is like flower something. I forget what the Mi stands for, but yeah, no, I think first of all, their designs are really cool. I like their designs a lot, and Mahito may be one of my favorite villains in a long time.
He's so he's fun. He's a fun villain because he's like very flippant, very playful, very like, I want to see what you can do, but I really don't care what happens to this person. Body horror.
Oh yeah, he's exceptionally affable for being a character that is super duper hateable. Like, he really toes that line of, I really hate this guy, but god damn it, he's so fun.
Yeah, he'll do anything to kind of like get his end goal. Like when he wants to fight Sukuna or bring out Sukuna, he's essentially tormenting Itadori by like attacking and mutilating an entire high school.
Yep. Including
like one character who you think is going to be kind of like a big character in the story, and then just like out of nowhere, bam, he's an alligator man, and now he has to die.
Yeah, oh man, that opening. The opening of the show features him. Like, oh hey, they're gonna be friends. It's gonna be Naruto and Sasuke.
You see. No. And I love that it played with that trope, because the first time we met that character, it's like, okay, he's being played by the bad guy, but he's gonna like, meet the good guy and maybe they'll get along and they'll switch sides. Oh no, he's just gone. Oh. Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen really does not pull punches. Like, it will do things to make sure the story can continue. But if it puts a character that the story does not necessarily need to move forward in peril, it's a coin toss on whether or not they'll survive, and that's fascinating. It also makes me really worried about some of the teachers. Like, we haven't even mentioned Nanami yet.
Nanami, is that the salaryman guy?
Yeah, by the way, his last name is literally 7 and 3. Which, considering his power, is really funny to me. But yeah. Oh, by the way, Nanami is my favorite, like, if not my favorite character, second favorite character.
He has a really cool ability, and I love his like attitude.
I do too. I also like how he came about. I like the fact that he was stuck in, like, he was in this really successful businessman, and he was living a pretty mundane but successful life, and he realized, man, this sucks. I'm not doing it. Like, this shit sucks.
My life has like very little meaning. I'm good at what I do, but why the fuck am I doing it?
Yeah, and so he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna go be fucking jujutsu or jujutsu.
Yeah,
and then he did, and
I'm gonna go be like a demon hunter, because like he's always had the ability to see demons. Like the girl at the shop, she has like this little like cursed spirit on her shoulder that's like giving her cramps and giving her bad luck and shit. And like when he finally decides he wants to hunt them, it's like, hey, what's that over there? She looks away. He just punches the thing to death, and then he's like, how's your shoulder? Oh, a lot better.
yeah, I love it. I love Nanami. I love Gojo. I love. Hell, I even, like, we've only gotten to see a little bit of him, but I also love, I think is the principal, Masamichi Yaga, the guy who can make the cursed dolls. I think he's the principal.
Yeah, the one who created Panda.
Yeah, I actually really like him.
Panda's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there are many like characters that I'm like, I don't fucking care in this, except for some of the Kyoto characters. But again, that's probably only because we haven't been given a lot of time with most of them.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little bit before we really get a feel for them. I will say though, like, out of the Kyoto group, the only one I truly like, Miwa's cool. I like Miwa.
Fucking
She's fun.
Todo, though.
The one fucking Aoi Todo. I like a tall girl with a big ass. With a big ass.
Big ass.
Yeah, fucking. Like, okay, so as we said, a little bit of spoiler. We are in spoiler territory, so if you're not caught up on where the anime is, this is a bit of a spoiler. But one of my favorite scenes in the entire fucking series right now is when our boy gives the same answer.
Like
and the first thing fucking Todo does is have a fake memory of them in school being best friends.
A full background story between the two of them as if they had grown up together, like gone through life's trials and tribulations. It's like, he's my best friend ever, and now I need to make sure that he can survive. I love this boy. So like that exact moment, because they introduced that concept with Todo a few episodes earlier when he has this like little mini duel with Fushigi, Megumi. And he just fucks up Megumi, like just absolutely dominates him. And like, because he asks him the question, what type of girl do you like? And he's like, why would I answer that? Like, I don't get. It's like, then you're not worth my time. Like he says, like
the answer, he literally just as long as they're agreeable.
Yeah, as long as they're agreeable, it's like, you're not worth my. You're awful. Fuck you. I hate you. And they just fucks him up.
Wrong answer.
But then Itadori gives him the exact same answer that he gives, like, kindred spirit. He just breaks down crying like, you're my best friend now.
Fucking, like, what a fucking goofball. Also, I like how he's like, your fucking power's all wrong, okay? You're doing it wrong. Listen to me and I'm gonna make you fucking way stronger.
He fucking Kenpachi Zarakis him. Is like, no, you gotta do this if you want to be able to fight. Fight me harder. Fight me better.
I love it. That sort of shit, I live for that. I eat that up. Finally some good fucking food.
And all this going on while, because as we mentioned, since Itadori is the vessel for Sukuna, and they want to keep feeding him pieces of Sukuna so that he can get stronger and then ultimately be killed so that Sukuna can die and be gone from the world forever. The Kyoto principal just wants the kid dead. Like, kill off as much as Sukuna as you can before he gets too strong.
I don't know if he's the principal or if he's like one of the owners of the school. I think he's like above. I think he's like the school board.
I feel like they refer to him as principal.
It's very possible.
But yeah, like...
in fact, you might be right. That might actually just be the principal of that school.
Their entire hierarchy is weird because it's not like it's a real, like, traditional school anyway.
I really like the fact that there are a bunch of assholes. And, at first, I was wondering to myself, should I actually root for Gojo here? Like, he's being a real asshole to these people. Is this just like, oh, he's being cheeky? Or is he just, does he really not like them in the way they do things? And it is It is absolutely the latter, and he is absolutely right to do so. And it is really interesting to see him be a total fucking troll, like hardcore, actively trolling these people. And I'm kind of living for it now, especially after that guy was like, "You need to kill him. We can't let him run around. You all need to go murder him. Don't worry. We'll be like, it was an accident. Oh no, our students killed your boy.
Then,
but seriously, go
and
fucking
then the
kill
Neji
him."
guy's like, all right.
Yeah, a couple of them are like, I mean, if that's what you want us to do.
And like Toto's like, I couldn't be paid to give less of a shit, and I don't get paid.
Look, I gotta go DVR this amazing idol, and I'm gonna watch it while it's happening, and we're gonna rewatch it later. And if any of you come in while I'm rewatching it later, well, I mean, you can stick around, but you may not like what you see.
Do not fuck with my idle time.
Yeah, fucking.
Toto's a man who knows what he's about. He's a man of taste.
I love it. I at first I didn't like him, and now I love him, and I like that the show did that to me. Also, please tell me you stick around after the ending credits.
Yeah, I do. Like for the little slice of life stuff.
Jujutsu Samba. Fucking, I love the fact that Itadori is all about Jennifer Lawrence, and fucking Kiki's delivery service is just like, I think her name is like Momo, is just fucking simping hard for Sebastian Stan. And I love it. It's good. It's really fun that the manga and anime have no problem dropping references to real life things. It centers it kind of. Yeah, it makes it kind of feel like, oh wow, they're trying to make these characters feel as real as possible, and I really appreciate that.
They play it like the idea of like the cursed spirits in the world is that unless you're like attuned to this shit, you don't see it, you don't notice it, you walk by it every day. There's just monsters around every corner, and you don't see them because you don't have special eyes.
Which actually leads to a story that I found like legitimately heartbreaking a little bit. Like, again, the Kyoto characters very intentionally left an impact on me that kind of like, left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. But what they did,
Mai and Maki,
what they did with Mai and Maki was like, damn, oh, that is harsh. Like, especially with where we last left off with them.
Yeah, because that was the latest episode.
And Maki had every reason to do that too. Like, you can't blame Maki for wanting to do this, but you can't blame Mai for feeling like that. It's so rough.
And like, but at the same time, like, the idea behind Mai's character is that she's just incredibly weak-willed, right? Like, she doesn't have the guts to stand up to, her family to, go try to live her own life, which she could do. She could emancipate herself the same way Maki did, and then just not go hunt demons.
Yep, but she doesn't want to do that. She just wants to live this life where she's happy and comfortable, and not like the fact that the only person in her life that was able to make her feel comfortable in a world full of horrors was her sister. Man, like, god damn.
Yeah, I think the most character building scene we got that episode was, you seeing them as little girls, and you see Mai just sitting at the edge of like some steps, like crying, and Maki walks up, "What's wrong?" And Mai's just like, "It's standing there again, and it's scary." It's like, okay, just close your eyes.
Yeah.
And because Maki, like, her whole deal is that she's essentially Rock Lee. She has absolutely zero cursed power. She has no abilities, nothing. She has to use like cursed weapons in order to fight, and her glasses are cursed in order for her to actually see the creatures that she's fighting. Other than that, she's just incredibly physically adept. She has no spiritual pressure whatsoever. She's Rock Lee.
Also, like, Maki fucking just in these last couple of episodes has skyrocketed up my list of favorite characters.
I always love the Rock Lee type. But you see Maya just crying because she sees this creature, and it scares her because she's like a little 5-year-old girl. What's she going to do? And Maki's like, okay, just close your eyes and hold my hand. And she just walks casually past it as her sister's closing her eyes. Like, see, if you don't see it, then it's the same as it not being there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I was going to, like, I won't lie, the show has not done a whole lot to get me emotionally, like, you know, severely emotionally invested for the most part. There have been points, like the stuff that happened with fucking, oh god, what's his face? Jellyfish Boy. Like, that shit hurt. That shit hurt a lot. Like, just watching that happen, I was like, oh, okay, goddamn. Especially with his family life. Like, that was harsh. That was, like, I will say that all of that.
Yeah,
fucking gut
that entire
punch.
high school section was really rough, and it came right off the back of another big, like, holy fuck moment at the juvenile detention center.
Yeah,
like that's like kind of the first big, like, you can't even really call it an arc because it's like 2 episodes long, which again, this show is incredibly well paced.
Yes, and I'm very, very happy with that.
But
yeah, it's incredible that I was really surprised that the show is actually able to, like, get me on an emotional level, because genuinely I have enjoyed these characters. The action's been really good. Like, it's got all the makings for being a fun, easy watch. And then it just sort of surprises me when it manages to effectively deal psychic damage. Like, fucking A, man. Mahito is one of my favorite fucking villains. He is just the fucking worst. He is the worst, and I love him. But he's so fun
at the same time.
You hate to love him, but you love to hate him.
The fight he has with Nanami in the sewers is just so, and the way it ends is great. Like, you know, you start off and, like, Mahito is just kind of playing with him this whole time, and then you realize, like, Nanami, who introduces his ability, which is he can draw, like, a line across, like, a nexus point on anything he sees, and if he strikes it at that exact point, he'll essentially deal critical damage. Like, just does an immense amount of damage no matter what his spiritual pressure is.
That is so fucking video gamey. I love it.
It works so well for his character.
Yeah, and also the fact that he has a curse pact that if he works overtime, he gets stronger. It's like,
because that's also where they introduce that concept, the idea of, again, kind of like the Nen thing. You make a condition for a condition, and now now this power is even stronger. If he has to work beyond his normal work hours and he has to go into overtime, he's working at, like, you know, 2.5 times to the effect, and he's hitting that much harder. But he still realizes at that point, okay, I just need to get the fuck out of here, and just buries Mahito in this fucking avalanche of debris.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting his finishing shot not to be actually directed at, like, damaging Mahito, but literally just like, okay, I need to
get out of here.
Like, what a fucking used it as an escape. I love it. God damn it. I wasn't expecting, again, to love Jujutsu Kaisen like I was. I saw some people on my Twitter really hyping it up. They're like, man, guys, this is such a good manga and you're gonna love this anime. And I was like, okay, I guess maybe. Like, a lot of people hype a lot of shounen nowadays, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's just all right. But no, this, I don't expect it to sweep the anime awards because I feel like people are still kind of discovering it. But I do think that it is a legitimately fantastic little manga and show. And if you like shounen and you like horror, this is a great combination.
Amazing.
Fantastic. Wait, I'm sad we haven't even talked about Toge, Cursed Words Boy.
Yeah.
And how, and like, or fucking like the dude who's leading the special types.
Mm-hmm. Like, we don't know a lot about him yet though either. So like,
yeah,
we don't know a lot about either of those characters really. Like Toge Inumaki, he, like, his ability is that, like, he speaks and then his words have, like, actual power. Like, what he says he can manifest into somebody's mind, basically.
Yeah, like if he says sleep, the person will fall asleep. Unfortunately, the stronger the power, if somebody is strong enough to deflect it or push it away, it will backfire, which is like cool. There's a way to fucking fight that.
And,
That's
and
good.
It has like a major backside because his power affects himself as well. Like, so in order to make sure that he's not, and like pretty much anybody around him. So he has to be very careful about what he says. So he only speaks in ingredients for, I think it was rice balls, right?
Yes, and by the way, I'm wondering if there is a compendium of the things that he says, because I'm trying to see if there's a pattern or a like, if he says certain things for affirmatives and negatives. I haven't been able to really pin it down yet, but I'm very curious because, like, yeah, sometimes he'll say shake, sometimes he'll say fucking bonito, and I'm like, okay, fucking, but which one is it? Like, when he's agreeing with something, does he say salmon? When he's disagreeing, does he say bonito flakes?
I'm willing to bet it's more of a tone thing, but you're probably right. There is probably a code to it all. Like, there's probably like a Pikachu code to it, where if he says a certain thing in a certain tone, he means this.
Oh yeah, by the way, if anybody's ever curious, when Pikachu says Pikachu or Pika Pika or shit like that, he's actually, whenever he's talking about Ash, he'll say it in a very specific way that is the same intonation as Satoshi
Pika-pi.
in Japanese. Fun fact. Yeah. Fun little fact. Fun fact.
I know he had one for Misty too. I don't remember her Japanese name.
Oh, Kasumi.
Pichupi, I think it was when he's talking to her.
P2P, yeah.
Adorable little touches that you don't really think about, but it's really cute.
Yeah, no, and I love when you find out that stuff like post hoc, like after the fact, like it's certainly like everything you've watched is like, oh my god.
It does make it a lot different if you watch it, like, you know, it hits different when you watch it dubbed or subbed and dubbed.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, I will never get over how awkward that scene is in I Choose Pikachu. I Choose You, when Pikachu starts talking, and it's like, oh, this might have worked in Japanese when it's the same actress for both, but in English it's weird.
But yeah, wrapping it back around, Jujutsu Kaisen, like, hell, dude, this thing is on the verge of becoming like one of my top 3. Like, it's so good, and I heard a rumor, from like a few various sources that it, like, the manga might be ending this year.
Whoa!
I've heard that from a few different sources. I think I heard Super Eye Patch Wolf mention it, and I honestly am super down for that. As much as I can kind of enjoy a long running series, I like a open and closed story. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I have to wholeheartedly agree. There's nothing that makes me happier when I see like an end date on a manga that's getting an anime adaptation. That makes me so, like, I'm excited happy.
When I hear that My Hero might be, like, you know, wrapping up within the next year or two, next couple of years, because it's like, oh sweet, then we'll have a finished arc and I don't need to worry about it stretching on for 20 fucking years.
I will say, I thought My Hero was going to end. I was 100% certain, like, oh yeah, it feels like we're entering the final arc. I was wrong. I was so wrong, and it's amazing that I like how wrong I was. And on one end, I'm a little bit exhausted. On the other hand, I am so curious.
Yeah, if it does end up coming to an end, you know, like, you know, parting is such sweet sorrow and all that, but I prefer the stories to be told and completed and not drawn out forever. Can you imagine, like, you know, I know One Piece is still, like, everybody absolutely loves One Piece, right? But can you imagine how much better it would have been if it had actually been paced?
I actually, here's the thing. I'm going to say this, and,
okay.
And I mean this. I'm glad that One Piece is exactly what One Piece is.
That's fair. I actually kind of regretted saying what I said when I said it.
Yeah, in terms of the manga, because although I will say, so on one hand, I'm really happy that Oda has had a chance to just tell all these crazy different stories and just kind of like allow this adventure to go on for as long as it has, because that's in crazy. Yeah, you know, it's in crazy. But I will also say this. You can tell that he has had to sacrifice storytelling in terms of the art just to make sure that he's not doing this for another 20 years. Because there are some parts in his manga where it's like the paneling is so good and the pacing is so good, but that's when it slows down and really allows you to take in the scenes.
but for the last, like, I'd have to say the last half of the manga, to be honest, it has just gotten to the point where it is running at full speed on every panel. There's a billion things happening. There's a reason that they're able to adapt one chapter per episode of the anime right now without it feeling that slow.
I was actually going to ask, do you think it is because of the anime's popularity that they're like, hey, can you pack more into each of these chapters? Because, like, you know, we can't go into another year and a half of filler.
I feel like that might have something to do with it, because I can't say for certain. I don't know. I don't know if Oda cares about that. I don't know if Shueisha cares about that. It's really hard to tell whether or not there's a lot of communication or how that's affected the story. I do 100% though believe that Oda himself was like, okay, if I'm going to have all this crazy stuff happen and all these big story points, I'm gonna have to start packing more into each chapter. With these 17 to 20 pages I have, it's gonna have to be like wall to wall with each one of them.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to sacrifice like cutting out like the details. Because it's really the details that are making up most of the stuff. Because the story does not progress at a crazy clip. So I don't know. It's hard to tell. But if Jujutsu Kaisen, I think I saw somebody in the chat say that we're at the end of the first part. We're nearing the end of the first part of Jujutsu Kaisen, which would be very interesting. If that is the case, then that would be really neat. But if it's also just coming to an end this year, I don't know where the manga's at. I don't know how far the story has gotten. I don't know if that's good or bad. But I personally really, really like a beginning, a middle, and an end. I do not like things to go on for forever. The only reason I'm okay with it for One Piece is that, okay, look, One Piece is its own crazy animal. It does fit, like, so, like, One Piece is kind of like that kind of crazy beast where it isn't really, like, it's literally, to kind of paraphrase a lot of old memes, it is not really about the destination when it comes to One Piece. It is about the journey. And the journey has lots of twists and turns. I just think it got kind of samey after a while, personally. Well, it's kind of hard to escape the fact that even if you're a huge fan of One Piece, that we've got a formula. It's got a formula, and that formula is getting a little
you get to a new place. All of the heroes split up. They each run into their own little adventure. Those adventures kind of tie into each other. In the end, Luffy fights the bad guy.
Yeah. Which is why I will say, like a lot, so the latest arc we're on, manga's been doing this to me a lot lately, by the way. I have not loved the latest arc of the manga that we're on. I did not like it when I was reading it at first because a billion things were happening. It was really hard to keep track of. Like, and then we jumped at, like, without getting too much into spoilers though, honestly, if you haven't, then I don't even know what to tell you. Like they jumped into this whole fucking flashback about a character that is completely not involved in any of the main things that are happening directly, although largely indirectly. Like if you wanted to, like, the past really covers everything that's happening right now. I did not like it when I was reading it. But I actually went back and started rereading it all now that I could, like, binge it, and it is way better. Same thing happened with the super manga with me. Being able to binge it made it way better.
I mean, that's kind of the way I am. Like I said, I didn't start Jujutsu Kaisen because it didn't have enough stuff for me to sit back and binge. And now that I'm all caught up with it, I'm a little sad.
Oh yeah. Oh man. It's gonna be hard for me not to go to the manga after this. Because apparently the manga's apparently
this is the first
good.
time I've actually considered dipping into the manga. Like I haven't done so with My Hero. I've been sticking only to the anime with that.
Yeah, nah, dog.
Yeah, I don't know if I will. I probably won't, just knowing my habits. But it is something that I have considered. But yeah, if it is coming to an end and we get a beginning, a middle, and an end here, awesome, amazing. I absolutely love this show. Can't recommend it enough. If it continues on, I'm okay with that too, as long as it, I'll keep watching it as long as it interests me.
I feel like we did give a couple of spoilers here, but I feel like the things that we said shouldn't have actually taken too much enjoyment away. If you haven't seen it and still stuck around to the spoilers, I can assure you we did not give enough away for you to not really enjoy the show if you haven't seen it already.
We also gave a massive spoiler warning.
Yes, we did, but I'm happy that we were still able to. I feel like we didn't have to hold back really on anything.
Didn't really spoil anything.
Didn't
Didn't spoil anything that would ruin the enjoyment.
Yes. So give this show a watch. Maybe check out the manga, because Jujutsu Kaisen, it is better. Like, again, it's way better than I thought it was going to be. It looks so pretty. God, it looks so. The music's also good. The music's good. I feel like the music is doing its job. But God, it just looks so fucking pretty. Oh shit, we didn't even talk about the openings, because both openings, holy
They're
fucking
both
hell,
solid. Like this, start to end.
the
Great.
second opening. Oh,
Great stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen. Check it out. And make sure to stay happy. Oh,
although.
go ahead.
Yeah, let's
I was
wrap it
gonna
up.
say, make sure to stay happy and healthy out there. And we'll catch you next time on the Talkcast Pod Show.
Bye.